Hello guys, so we're gonna learn about I'm gonna read aloud Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1. So let's get started with our introduction. Welcome to Tuahedo. We're learning the Bible is fun. Tuahedo, okay? So let's start first with the first verse, which in the beginning God made heaven and earth. The earth was invisible and unfinished, and darkness was over the deep. The Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light, it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and morning one day. The first day, actually. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament, which is heaven, in the midst of the water, and let it divide the water from water." And it was so. Thus God made the firmament, which is heaven, and God divided the water under the firmament from the water above the firmament. So God called the firmament heaven, and God saw that it was good, and there was evening and morning, the second day of creation. Then God said, "Let the water under heaven be gathered together to one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so. The water under heaven was gathered into its places, and the dry land appeared. Okay. So God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the herb grass," which means many grass, "bearing seed according to its kind and likeness. Let the fruit tree bear fruit whose seed is in itself according to its kind on earth." It was so. Thus the earth brought forth the herb of grass, bearing seed according to its kind and likeness. The fruit tree brought forth fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind on earth. God saw that it was good. So evening and morning were the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven for illumination to divide day from night. Let them be for signs and seasons and days, and for days and years. And let them be for illumination in the firmament of heaven, to give light on the earth." It was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light, which is the sun, to rule the day, and the lesser light, which is night, to, it was so. Then God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, to divide the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good. So evening and morning were the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters bring forth creatures having life, and let the birds fly above the earth across the face of heaven's firmament." It was so. Thus God made great sea creatures, and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abound, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on earth." So evening and morning were the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, the quadrupeds, the creeping things, and the wild animals of the earth according to their kind." It was so. So God made the wild animals of the earth according to the kind, the cattle according to the kind, all the creeping things on earth according to the kind. God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." So this is confusing in verse 26. So what's confusing is "let us," but who's us? The us that they're talking about, actually the author of this is Moses. So what he meant by that is, "Let us make man in our image," is us means the Trinity. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are all one. And then they say, "Let us make man in our image according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of heaven, over the cattle, over all of the earth, and over every creeping thing that moves on the earth." That's confusing. Let's continue on with the last two verses, and then we're gonna do the test. So God made man. In the image of God he made him. Male and female he made them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of heaven, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." So now let me ask you some questions. So the first question I have in my mind is, what did God create on the fifth day of creation? Let's give you multiple choice. A, the light, A, light. B is the sun and moon. C is the birds and the sea creatures. And D is the wild animals that live on land. If you picked C, good job. I'm going to ask you one more question. You have to get 1 out of 2 correct. Okay. In verse 26, "Let us make man in our image." Who's us? This is not multiple choice. Well, the us is the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, all one. 3 and 1, 3 and 2. I mean 1 and 3. 3 and 1, 1 and 3. Okay? So I hope you have a good day. Make sure to like, share. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to those who don't know about this. Bye.